Hi, this is Jill from Humu Yoga, and today I'm going to teach the gentle yoga sequence. This is a sequence that you can do every day if you wanted a nice warm-up for your spine, for your body, or you could do it after a practice as a closing. Maybe you did something vigorous and you want to release a bit. Or maybe you just want to find some calmness and release at the end of your day. It would work well there as well. So we're going to go ahead and start. And often we say, I'm going to turn, we say, let's start in a comfortable cross-legged position, or what we call in yoga, Sukhasana, happy seat. Well, if this isn't feeling so happy for you, let's go ahead and start with the feet out. So your feet can touch maybe and sit up. So take your hands behind and notice, are you rounding back? Can you sit up? Let's play with that a little bit. So round back a bit, pull the belly in, and then sit up and see if you can open your knees a bit. And do it again, round back, pull the belly in, and then sit up and try to open those knees. Now we're gonna come into a gentle assisted forward bend. You don't have to use blocks here. You could just let your head hang, but I'm gonna put them right about here. And we're just gonna round the spine over and touch the head to the blocks. Now for me, I'd like the blocks a little bit more forward, but if you weren't using blocks, this is fine as well. So just stay where you are and find a place where you can hang out and let the knees gently start to open. And breathe now into the back body. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, let it out. Inhale through your nose if you can. And exhale. Try to relax the shoulders, and again. And exhale. Inhale, slowly rising up. Let's go ahead and put the blocks aside. And I'm going to turn to face you to show you a nice view of the side bend we're going to do next. So you could be in this same position, and we're going to reach down with the fingertips and lift up through the spine. Reach your right arm up, and we're going to take a side bend over to the left. So you start to bend the left elbow, let your ear drop, that left ear is dropping, and draw the left shoulder away from your ear. Then let's take the gaze down, and then for a moment, drop the chin. Keep pulling that left shoulder away from your ear, and then gently change the gaze forward, and inhale, rise up. We'll do the other side. So reach the left arm up. You can even elevate your shoulder. And then we take a side bend to the right. Let your right ear just drop down. And then draw the elbow down and reach with the top arm. Now we're gonna turn the head to look down to the mat. Make sure your right shoulder is pulling away from your right ear and you're looking down. Now drop the chin. I'm feeling a nice stretch across my neck on that left side. It feels really good. And then inhale, let your gaze turn forward again, and then inhale, rise up. And now if you're feeling it and everything feels really nice and it would be a happy place, you could come into Sukhasana. Or you could just stay where you were. And now we're gonna do a gentle twist. So inhale, let the arms rise up. And exhale, we're gonna take a gentle twist to the left. You can take your right hand to the inside of the right knee, the left hand behind you, and take a moment to lift up. And without leading with your head, lead with your ribs. Turn on your exhalation to the left. If this is feeling nice and you wanna go a little deeper, you could take your right hand to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, feel the lifting up. Exhale, feel how the left ribs rotate and the right ribs lead. Good. And then inhale, come up to the center, and exhale, turn to the right. And from here, get a sense of inhalation, a lift. Exhale, feel how the ribs turn to the right, lifting up. Inhale, if this feels good, you could take your hand to the outside of the right knee, lifting up, and exhale, turn to the right. And then inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, let the arms come down. And now I'm going to turn back to the front of the mat. And we're going to sit up really tall and come into some curl backs. If this felt better in your body, you could have your knees bent. But we're going to start with straight legs if you can. So sitting way up, we're going to allow the spine to round forward and then lift up and pull the shoulders back. And then we're going to do it again. Let the spine round forward and then lift up and pull back, lifting the sternum. One more. Let the spine round forward, keeping the length strong, and pull. And now we're going to do some roll backs. So pressing through the big toe mound, so the legs are really straight and activated, lift up. We're going to do a partial roll back. So we're stretching the spine here. The shoulders are down, the belly is in. You could have your hands here helping you, and then slowly curl back up. And now we're going to take it into a gentle twist. So we curl back, and we're going to turn to the left, lift through your spine. You could use your hand if you needed to. Come back, come to the center, and curl up. Now we'll go to the other side. Curl back, turn to the right. You could put your right hand down if you needed to. Lift through the heart center. Come back to the center and rise up. Now we're going to go all the way down. Sitting up tall, inhale, exhale, curl back. If you needed to, you could use your arms here, but try to articulate your spine one vertebra at a time, keeping the legs strong. And then we arrive on the mat. Once we're here, we're going to go ahead and bend the knees. And we're just going to let our legs windshield wiper left to right. So we start with the left side. Take your arms out to the side and gently let your left knee fall over and let your right knee fall along. And then let it come up. And now let your right knee fall to the right and the left knee follows. And then on the next one, let the left knee come up and then over. Now you can take your head gently to the right. See how that feels. And then letting the head come up, let the knees come up. One more time. Let the right knee fall, left knee fall. Now take your head gently over to the left. And then inhale back up again. One more time. We're going to go to the left. Let the left knee fall, right knee fall. This time you could take your left ankle and draw that right knee down. If you wanted to, you could take your head to the right and really let that right shoulder fall open. And just stay for a few breaths, trying to inhale and exhale out of the nose. But if you needed to, you could exhale out the mouth. It's a little bit more calming if you can just breathe in and out of the nose. Inhale, let the knees come up and then let them go the other way. And then let your right ankle pull that left knee down. Maybe take your gaze over to the left. Inhaling, exhaling, inhale, finding release, and then inhale, let everything come back up. And now you could keep your knees bent or straighten your legs for this next one, but we're going to bend the right knee and just pull it in towards your chest. So if this was hard on your low back and you needed to, you could bend the knee. Inhale, but if you keep it straight, you might feel nice length on the hip flexors as you pull in. And if this was okay with your neck and your upper body, feel what it feels like to just pull in for a moment here. Breathing, and then lie back down. And now see if you can change your hand grip on your leg and hold on to the back of the thigh. And then see if you can gently straighten your leg as best you can. You feel the front, the quads engage as you stretch the back. And then bend. We'll do it again. Straighten, and I'm pressing through the big toe mound here. And then on the next one, we're going to hold. So straighten, make sure there's no tension in your neck. Hold and breathe. Make sure you're engaged. All right, just do the best you can here. And then we'll release the arms and see if you can slowly let that leg come down. with control. And then we'll bend the left knee and we'll pull that knee in. Remember, you could be here if you needed to, but I like this because it's really getting my hip flexors. Pull in, and then let's curl up, but make sure there's no tension in your neck. If you're feeling that, stay down. Just do what feels good in your body. Pulling in, and then coming down. And now we're going to change the grip, so you're holding onto the back of the thigh here as you straighten the leg, pressing through the big toe mound, so the leg is active, it's not limp, right? You're really engaged in these quadriceps. And then on the next one, we're going to hold. Make sure there's no tension in the neck as you inhale, exhale, maybe take it a little deeper, and again, breathing. And now inhale, exhale slowly with control, lowering the leg down. And now we're going to bend both knees. Take a breath in. We'll have the hands by the sides. We're going to come into some gentle bridging. So take a breath in and exhale. See if you can curl your spine up and lift way up. And once you're at the top, reach the arms over your head. And really, you can elevate the shoulders. Make sure your neck is long, right? So find that balance. And then slowly start to articulate your spine as best you can, curling. So we're stretching the spine, curling it down and stretching. Yeah, getting the upper body nice and lengthened as well. Once you're all the way down and in neutral, let the arms float back down by your sides. Let's do that again. Inhale and exhale. Curl your pelvis up. Reaching up, articulating up and lifting. Once you're up there, long neck, make sure the chin's not down or too high. It's right in the middle, so the neck is long. And then reach. And you can elevate your shoulders, but pull them back. And slowly feel control as you curl down through the spine, curling and letting your arms come down. Let's just do one more. Inhale, exhale, curl the spine. Lifting, you're feeling all the back muscles in the legs work. And then reaching here and slowly curling to come down. Curl all the way down. Take your time and let the hands come down by your sides. And now we're going to stretch the muscles of the glutes. So since we just used them, right? So let's cross the right ankle over the left knee and start to pull in this. Gently, you can use your elbow on that right leg to open it more and see if you can pull in. See if you can keep your upper body on the ground as best you can. If you're really tight, you might be up here. That's okay, but just make sure you don't have any stress in your neck and shoulders. And pull in. And then from here, gently let the foot come down and we're going to take it into a little bit of a twist. So inhale here, exhale. Let your right foot come down to the floor. You can either look straight up to the ceiling or take your gaze over to the right. And just stay for a few breaths. And then inhale, let everything come back. We're going to switch sides now. So this time, let the left ankle come over the right knee. Take a breath in. Exhale, see if you can pull in. And if this is really hard and you find that you're up here, that's okay. Just make sure there's no tension in the neck, right? You want to be here. And breathe. And then inhale here. Take a couple more breaths. Exhale. And slowly lowering down, you can take your hands to the sides. Exhale, take the legs over to the right. See if you can get your foot on the floor and gently turn your head to face the left and breathe. And take a few breaths here. Inhale, let everything come up and slowly release. This next one can be intense. It gets right to the piriformis, a really deep glute muscle that can get really tight from sitting in such an everyday life. So let's see if we can find this. We're going to deeply cross the legs if you can, and maybe you can only grab the top of the shin, but maybe you could get the feet. If that's possible, you can play around with bending the knees and maybe opening them a bit, or maybe you want to try and get the butt down and curl the butt under and just feel, where are you in this stretch? And just notice that and keep breathing into it, especially if it feels hard, like it feels really deep in your body. And if this is impossible and you're having a hard time getting into it, just go back to the one we did before, the ankle over the knee, and you can stay in that. But if this is feeling good and you want to try the twist here, then take your arms out to the side, and we're going to slowly just take the legs over to the left. It's a more intense twist for sure. So gaze straight up if it's too much in your neck, or you could gently gaze to the right. I'm feeling a lot of stretch in the pectoral muscles and in my right side. It feels nice. And breathe. And breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. And then as you're ready, you could stay as long as you needed. Come up, and we're going to switch sides. So crossing deeply this time, right? And see if you can pull in and either grab the shins, or if it's accessible, you could grab your feet and play around with opening and closing a little bit, sticking the butt out, maybe tucking under a bit. Find a place where you're getting a really nice stretch. And again, if this is not accessible, just go back to this one. So wherever you are, stay there for a few more breaths, inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to slowly take it into that twist. So you can take your arms out to the side and slowly let your knees go over to the right. And just feel that openness. Gently, if it feels okay, you can gently gaze over your left shoulder and trying to draw that left shoulder down a bit. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. And now, when you're ready, you can stay as long as you'd like. Inhale, let the legs come up. Take the foot back down to the floor. And now bend the knees and see if you can come into happy baby pose, where you're pulling the knees down by your armpits. And you can even kind of rock around here. This should feel really nice. I love when I see babies doing this in strollers. Looks like it feels so good, and it does. Just rock around a bit. And then from here, we're gonna gently just kind of pull the knees in a bit and let the body just kind of fall into Savasana. So now you're in corpse pose, the final resting pose, where you can just let the physical body completely relax and just be awareness of that openness inside you. And it's very peaceful, but it's very bright. And stay in that. And you could stay here as long as you needed, but I'm going to take us up to seated. So to come out of Shavasana, you can slowly just become aware of your breathing, the inhalations and the exhalations. And then start to move fingers and toes, and just start to become aware. But stay in the energy that you're in, that openness, that brightness. And then slowly, without disrupting anything, bend the knees, taking your time to come into a fetal position. You could pull the knees in, roll to the side, stay in a fetal position and honor that for a moment. And then we'll work the way up to seated. You could use your left hand to push your body up. And we'll come into a seated position. I'm going to face you. So if Sukhasana, happy seat, feels good, stay here. If you wanted to be out here, that's okay too. And we'll just take a moment. You can have your hands down by your sides. Take a moment to feel that support and then the lift. Close the eyes. Take the hands to prayer position and just Be in a moment of openness and let that resonate into everything you do. Namaste.